Hey, why is this meal so bland and boring?
You really are useless, Daisy. I mean, Daisy, if you're that useless, you're just a parasite.
No, you're right. I'm sure she's a pat.
While saying these horrible things, my husband Lance and his little sister scoffed at me. Who in the world do you think is doing all the work around the house and supporting us? I just couldn't take it anymore, and enough of how they were treating me. I cannot stay any longer in this house. My name is Daisy, 32-year-old, working at a CC. I am currently dating someone. The guy I'm dating is Lance, a colonel from the same company who joined the army a little later than me, and it's been almost 2 years since I started dating him. He had always given me the impression of being a bright and likable young man, but I was secretly attracted to him. I heard that Lance had a former girlfriend. He was thinking about marrying her, but they broke up after getting engaged. The reason for breaking off the engagement was that Lance found out his ex-girlfriend had been seeing someone else, and he suspected her of being unfaithful. He didn't seem to be able to concentrate on his work, so I used to hear him at that time. From this, we naturally grew closer, and at the end, Lance confessed his feelings, and we started dating. Our romantic relationship was going well, and I was starting to think about marrying him. It had been almost 2 years since we started dating, and we were both ready to get married. I guess maybe Lance thought the same, and he could take the hint since he recently proposed to me.
Daisy, I want you to marry me.
I was at the height of my happiness when he gave me a ring and proposed to me at the end of the restaurant with a beautiful night. It was my dream to be proposed like. You may think it's such a cliche, but for me, it was exactly what I wanted, and I was hoping that he would remember that I had talked about my dream proposal before, even if it was just a little. I was so happy that I immediately acted his proposal, and we got engaged. After that, we greeted each other's, met each of our families, and had a wedding ceremony. After getting married to Lance, IR from my job, I resigned because Lance had asked so.
I want you to be a full-time housewife. We'll get married.
To be honest, when he first said that, it made me think about it a lot. I loved my job at the time and found rewarding, but it's not like I was prioritizing marriage over my career. And I didn't decide to become a full-time homemaker. Once I decided to become a full-time housewife, I had to make sure I did everything properly. I did a lot of cleaning and laundry, and I read a lot of books and honed my skills. I guess I must have been a perfect idiot. I became more and more immersed in house chores and perfecting them by researching how to remove stains from clothes and dry them without having to iron. 5 easy, delicious dishes made with inexpensive ingredients. I was passionate about the house and I was spending my newlywed happily while having a great relationship with my husband. My husband also seemed satisfied with the fact that I was doing a good job on chores. He also enjoys the meals and dishes very much. And 1 year passed in the blink of an eye. We got married. But around this time, I started feeling some negative vibes between Lance and me. It all started when we decided to make with Lance's parents, Linda and Phil.
My father's legs and back aren't doing so well these days.
What? Moving in together with them?
I was surprised to hear Lance's sudden suggestion out of the blue. As for me, I wanted to spend some time with Lance as a married couple before we had children. My in-laws' impression of us was bad. Once I heard the situation from my wife, I was worried about my father-in-law, so I agreed to move in with Lance's, and we moved into my in-laws' house away.
Oh, thank you so much for moving in, Daisy. It would be a great help now that you're with us.
Please rely on me for anything, okay?
My mother-in-law, Linda, thanked me many times. My father-in-law, Phil, was also an Appa saying, "I'm really sorry for disturbing your newlywed life." Both Linda and Phil were very kind. They thought that our life together would be just fine. Then I saw a woman in pajamas coming down from the second floor.
My God, it's only the morning and happening already. You all are being so loud.
Long time no see.
Oh, is that you, Lance? What's up?
Dies from today, I'll be starting here.
What? Seriously?
She is my sister-in-law, Mia, who looks really happy seeing her big brother. I first met Mia before my husband and I were married, and she was still in college at the time. Lance and Maya are 5 years apart, so there's a 3-year age difference between Mia and me. Mia had been studying in England Sir year and just came back yesterday. I didn't know the details, but it seems that Mia is living at home and will continue to do so after returning here. I was surprised because I thought was 6 only going to live with Lance's parent. And I felt a little uneasy. My husband loves Maya, just a little in my opinion, and he is very protective of her. When we were dating and after we got married, my husband always talked about Maya every single day. At first, I thought he was just being nice and protective of his sister, but as we got married, I started to realize that he had a lot of issues with Mia. He talked about her so much that it felt like he was trying to convince himself that she wasn't worth missing out on his own life. When we got married, I was glad that he had gone to study in England, but I never thought that we'd be living together like this. But Mia could be a very nice girl. I had my concerns, but for now, I would get along well with Maya and decided closer to her. As we all started living together, seeing my husband off to work, I pro with the house chores.
It's really great to have you here. You are so quick and efficient, so chores gets done really fast.
Thank you very much. It's because you teach me in a way that I can understand how to do it easily, Line.
While Linda and I were happily doing house chores together, Maya walked sleepily right before noon.
Oh, good morning, Maya. You look sleepy.
Mia seemed to be having a hard time, sitting on the sofa looking very upset.
I'll make coffee.
As I said that, I made her coffee and to her.
Here you go.
What about milk and sugar?
Oh, sorry about that. How many would you like?
I did as I was told and took a stick and milk. Then Mia took it, put it in her coon, mixed it, and drank it. Then she started looking at her phone, relaxing on the sofa. I wonder if she doesn't work because she went back. I mean, did she quit her job to study in England? As Linda went into her room to take Phil, I decided to talk to Mia to get her more.
Maya, was England fun?
Mia answers my question while still at her phone. Normally, I think it's common sense to look at the phone and concentrate on the conversation, but oh well, let's put that aside for now.
What kind of work are you looking for?
When I asked her that, Mia instantly made a disgusted face.
Why are you asking me these questions a sudden? What? Are you saying that I'm in the way since I'm always at home?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just simply got curious what you to do after studying in England.
But that's got nothing to do with you, right?
What do you mean by, well, yes? I was just curious. That's why I asked. Since we're living together now, I get to know you more too.
There's no need for that, okay? This is not at all necessary. Please do not talk to me like that.
What?
Mia was looking at her phone the whole time she said that. I was shocked to find out that she had no intention of getting along with me. And yet, Mia would demand saying this. Hey Daisy, is my lunch ready yet? Say, hurry up and clean my room already. I was so shocked at her attitude. How could she be so demanding after behaved like that earlier?
Why don't you do it since you're not working anyway?
I am not the one who will easily do Mia tells me to do, especially after was liked to me earlier on. I can't have Mia looking down on me that. As I said this, Mia widened her eyes and glared at me sharply.
You're terrible. How dare you have an attitude like me?
Well, the way you behaved towards me was also terrible. Don't expect people to be nice to you if you weren't even nice to them in the first place, okay?
When I said this, Mia glared at me and left the house. She probably went out somewhere too. I thought to myself, my goodness, proceeded to do my chores. But that night, an issue occurred.
Welcome home, honey.
When I welcomed my husband back home, came back home from work, he glared with an angry look on his face.
Hey, Daisy. What the hell are you thinking?
Excuse me?
I got a message from Maya, and she was saying that she got bullied by you, Daisy.
No way. I never bullied or harassed Maya.
I heard that you intentionally didn't clean up after Maya.
Well, that's because Maya told me terribly.
No way. Mia has a really gentle heart. She would never say such terrible things to you.
My husband says this as his face is red from anger. Then Mia, who was in the room, jumped into my husband's chest, hugs, saying something like, "Oh, Lance, shh, feel bad."
You must have felt bad. I'm really sorry, Mia. I'm going to make sure and tell Daisy off and be strict with her.
Strict with me? I was just shocked at how my husband loved Maya. And I was just really disappointed that my husband would always take Mia's side. I would clash and have arguments. Then, being spoiled by Lance, Maya went away and started demanding a lot from me.
Daisy, I want to eat ice cream too. Some. Oh, and I want you to also get this. So, will you just hurry up and go?
Mia would say this to me while lying sofa. Mia would treat me like a housekeeper because she knew that Larry always took her side in any disagreement between us. I had no choice but to listen to her, which really bothers me when she makes unreasonable demands while I'm doing household chores. I mean, to begin with, Mia should have started working since she was in her 20s. But even a few months had passed since her retirement showed no sign of planning to work. As expected, both Linda and Phil, 6 being like that, said, "I think you've had enough rest, don't you think?" But Mia would say something like this, "It's okay, I don't have to work at it." Wouldn't make any sense. When Linda and Phil asked her what she said, it's because my brother care of me. Hearing Mia's answer, I butted into the conversation.
Wait a minute. Please don't ask Land money to support you. We have our life to lead too, you know.
When I said that, Mia started to snicker and say that,
What the heck are you talking about? Lance was the one who said this. He said that he would be the next boss after me. So I do need to worry about working at this company.
Hearing what Lance had said to Maya, Phil and I were just speechless, and my husband's obsession towards Mia too much for me to handle. When I asked my husband about it, he seemed offended and admitted to having told her that, of course, it's normal, right? I don't know if I can be with a person like that anymore. Just as I was thinking this, Linda had suffered a back injury. Apparently, she had injured her back and was taking care of Phil. I got really worried about both Line and Phil. If I left them alone and divorced I could just tell that there was no would be able to take care of them. I mean, Mia doesn't do any housework. She has no intention of taking care of her parents since it was just a hassle for her. Plus, Lance would only obey to Maya that I had to do something about this. So from then on, I began taking Linda and Phil's duties as well as my own. Both Linda and Phil felt bad that they were putting all the burden on me and not helping with either taking care of them or doing the chores. But Mia would say that's what women do and wouldn't listen to her parents at all. Linda and Phil would apologize to me for raising their kids little and for causing trouble to you.
Oh, neither of you is to blame for this. Now you both should only just think about getting better physically.
But taking advantage of this situation, began to use me and demand things from me that were more. My husband was also not helpful, but he would side with Mia, and they bought to treat me terribly.
Hey, why is this meal so bland and boring?
You should cook dishes and meals that have a lot of meat. And with better taste, it's just too bland and boring.
Well, I cook these meals and dishes thinking of your parents' health.
What? Are you trying to go against us?
This is ridiculous. You're just a wife who is our slave.
No, you're right. I'm sure she's
Even when Linda and Phil get mad at Lance and Maya for not being kind or cooperative, they want to stop laughing at them. Who in the world do you think is doing all the work around the house and supporting us? And 3 weeks later, I packed my bags to the house. Mia had recently gone to a beauty salon because Lance had spoiled her with some extra cash. Meanwhile, I've been working on something for a little while. After I finished carrying all my bags, I lay down in a room that I had rented myself. I am very happy to be able to spend my own pace without being required many things like a slave. As I was relaxing at home, I received a call from my husband that evening.
Hey, where the hell did you go? How come your things and mom and dad are all gone?
Well, that's because we all left that.
What did you say? You all left? Where the hell did you guys all go to?
Well, your parents have already made a decision to take you and Maya into doctor care. They didn't want to see their ungrateful, uncooperative son and daughter anymore who treated me really badly. Since they didn't want to give you their inheritance either, I've spent their savings and moved into a luxurious nursing care home. I went on a tour with them to that care facility, and it really is a great place. I was relieved to see that they will be able to live a happy and peaceful life, both of them.
What? Then where the hell are you?
Oh, I borrowed an apartment, all for. I have quite a bit of savings, which I had even before I married you. Besides, I was in a much higher position than you at my previous company, so I earned quite well.
Yee, you've got to be kidding. Who's going to do the house chores? You're gone.
Why didn't you just make Maya do that?
But Maya can't even cook. She said that even holding a knife's scary for her.
Then I guess you'll have to do it. Oh, and Phil and I just wanted to let you know that we sold the house you're currently living in, so you need to move out soon. If you don't move out and resist, you'll either get evicted or arrested.
What? You're joking, right?
You both have to move out by the end month, so that's in 2 days, I guess.
No way.
Also, I am claiming compensation for emotional distress you caused me. Please check the contents of the certified mail I will be sending to your company.
Why are you even sending it to office?
Because I have to let everyone know that it's all your fault. It's also a nice reminder to the employee that they shouldn't take their boss for granted.
My husband said something which I see here really well, since I couldn't care less. He probably realized the situation and was getting depressed. I could also hear Mia screaming something over the phone in the background, but I ignored her and hung up. I then blocked my husband's number, the rest to my lawyer. After that, I successfully got a divorce from my husband, and he also paid me alimony, even though it was a small amount. According to my colleagues who spoke with, word of my ex-husband's behavior had spread quickly through the company, and they were calling him obsessed with me. And he was a morally harassing jerk who gave her the cold shoulder. And now he's living with his dear wife Mia, in an inexpensive apartment, has been selfish and spoiled all the time. Lance was gradually getting tired of it. Linda and Phil seem to be living quite comfortably in a very nice nursing home, and we see them once in a while. They both look really healthy, which is great. I really do hope that they will stop supporting their ungrateful children who are spending more and more money on themselves now. Meanwhile, I have successfully found a job and I am enjoying the life of being single while working really hard for it. I don't want to be in love right now. I'm going to focus on my work so that I can get promoted and improve my skills.
Both Lance and Maya, who are really and obsessive, are really the worst. I do hope they both go straight to, don't they owe anything to their country for providing for them until now? I'm really sorry that Daisy had to around by the two of them. I am so glad that Daisy is no longer those horrible people. I wish Daisy, Linda, and Phil a happy and peaceful life from now on.
Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.